Hey all, and welcome to Stelgim Plays Postmortem, One Must Die, Extended Scythe Cut. The reason there's no music in the opening is because I took my time and checked through the settings and all that, so let's just get started. Please proceed to your briefing. How do I move? Oh, okay. Welcome to Postmortem. This room functions as a brief tutorial. Follow this guide to learn how to play the game, or step through the doors to skip the tutorial. I just got a new headset again, so I'm a bit concerned how the quality is. Use WASD or the arrows to move around. Good, you can use E to interact with the world like doors and furniture. Magnifying glass icon shows objects that can be interacted with. Walk up to the table on the left and press E to read newspaper on it. Case profile 2442G2, County Galicia, 18th October 1897, population 1.9 million. I'm not sure what that expected R means. The country in its early stage of industrialization, thorn by almost 5 years of violent domestic conflict called the turmoil. Operative assigned pending review, status incomplete. Pressing E again to close. You can also use E to talk with others. A speech bubble will appear above them. During conversation, use number keys 1 to 9 or your numpad to make dialogue choices. Now walk up to the character and speak with them.
Welcome.
Hello. 1. The powers that be damned, you take 1 life tonight. The choice is yours. Understood. You're sending to Galicia tonight. How much do you know of the place? Not much. Well, no matter. Oh, wait. Okay, good. Determines why you're sending you to a fairly peaceful and safe GALA. You know the type high-profile fundraising event for some vandalized high school. Shouldn't be much trouble. Alright, I'm not asking questions. In any case, don't get too involved. Just be prompt and efficient. We don't do overtime, you know. Understood. Good. This isn't some sort of game. You don't win a prize at the end. Just claim us alive tonight, or whatever works for you. What to pair to the mortals? Mail! Well, proof all done. Magic. Now go ahead and then we'll transfer you. Understood. You can investigate various items and speech characters in order to decide whom to choose, or you can choose on a whim, whatever you deem most fair. Press space to continue. You can also bring up your notebook by pressing Q or N. That will get filled with information you collect. Try it now. Oh, can I use my mouse to... Yes, I can. A country turn... Okay, I see. Yeah. Objective, kill someone. Close. What about N? It's the same. Space. Once you have made it your mind, press tab and walk up to the person you would like to claim. Okay. That's all. Hope you enjoyed the game. Open the door with E and step 2 to begin. Alright. Time to kill someone. I can't close the door. I'm a mouse keeper. Mouse is in the way. October 18th, 1897. Galicia. That's a really small font. Probably because I have on 1920. City of Antrium. Oh, this music. I can't move yet. Ask to pause, tab to choose a target, Q to notebook. Okay, let's check through the items for... Oh. Rosehill High devastated. Seldon to hold fundraiser. Destroy playgrounds, broken windows, and prolific graffiti is what greeted Rosehill High School principal Ronald Gilchrist when he entered the high school grounds on the morning of September 6th. Gilchrist staunch non-segregation policies, allowing children of both new ages and old ages to be educated in the same classroom, appear to be the reason for the attack, judging from the graffiti. They play at being confused on our future, but they're simply beasts, said Principal Gilchrist, throwing an education factually is the antithesis of progress, no matter how your politics lean. Bill Seldon, CEO of Seldon Glassware Inc., announced a plan to host a charity gala to raise funds for renovating the school. High-profile guests, including the Thatchers of Gal Media fame, have already expressed interest in attending and providing generous donations. old-ager opponents have noted that, peculiar enough, Mr. Seldon has no children, nor has ever married, and believe this to be a sympathy grab by the new-ager upper class. Only 5 cents for this newspaper. So I can look that up in my I can look that up in my notebook now for the clues. There is nothing in this drawer or the pot there. There's no more clothes I can choose. I look so suspicious going around like this. Ooh, I hope Conan isn't coming up. D. Oh, hello there. Don't mind me reading. From tortoise to turmoil, exploring roots of the Galician conflict. It's been almost 5 years since John Piekarczyk, a local baker from the city of Lorraine, was shot by an angry customer, following a heated argument over the definition of Galicia's traditional holiday bread. Wow, just over a bread? While the incident may seem ridiculous in retrospect, its impact was significant. Mobs soon took to the streets, sparking violence and turmoil that quickly spread through Galicia. This baker revolt is symbolic of the many questions quietly brewing over the past few decades. What defines a true Galician? Are the factors in bringing us steady work and affordable necessities, or exploiting our rights and producing generic goods? Are we sacrificing our culture and heritage as we enter the age of rapid reform and industrialization? The ironically named Old Age and New Age movements soon emerged, with mostly poor and rural folk defending tradition, cultural heritage and worker rights on one hand, and wealthy progressive industrialists crying for liberal and pro-equality reforms and development on the other. It is no surprise that the conflict of Galician identity has also become synonymous with socio-economic struggle. That's a lot to read. So I can just kill someone on a whim if I want to. Let's just read. Military to quell Trentor Riots. It hardly matters who the original aggressor was anymore, as mere week later, riots in Trentor show little signs of slowing. Both Old Ager and New Ager protests chants claiming the city was their home quickly escalated into violence on Tuesday. Local constabulary tried to no avail to calm the crowd, becoming itself engulfed in the uncontrollable riots. Shelters for local families have been constructed, allowing a place for those who had their homes destroyed to seek refuge from the violence and help identify bodies of those slain. This is not politics, it is pure hate, remarked one of the Trentor citizens rushing to see his injured son at the overcrowded hospital. Prime Minister Darkins has finally approved an official request for military intervention in Trentor, but many fear this may only serve to escalate the violence further. Well, oh no, more to read? Welcome to Stelgim Play's reading section. The new 5-point plan, what the future holds for Galicia. With tension high as we approach the 50th anniversary of the Galician turmoil, Prime Minister Connolly is planning to unveil a new 5-point plan to bring a ceasefire and embark on a path to reconciliation. Will this new plan succeed? The pro-Old Age culture for Unforgotten Coalition, now holding 25% of the popular vote, will need a lot of convincing after the insult they saw Mick Dillon plan to be 2 years ago. Even less likely is the militant Trentor Freedom Force agreeing to any ceasefires pending negotiations. Only new open-minded leadership could sway the group's agenda at this point. Things are equally grim on the other side of the fence, with people of progress, now close to 40% of popular vote, still vehemently against compromising its strongly pro-New Age platform. With political donations from powerful players such as Thatcher's, those key features will undoubtedly have to be swayed first. Regardless of the plan's outcome, the coming weeks will play a crucial role in Galicia's future. With so many influences, a single key speaker or a single state opinion could have far-reaching consequences. The turmoil is as likely to come to a peaceful end as to extend by many violent years. Even so, rebuilding and reconciliation will be a difficult process requiring much open-mindedness on the part of various institutions. A real challenge given the recent vandalism of the fully integrated Rosehill High, but perhaps the school can dispel our fears and prove a model for the future. You know, I don't need to read it, I can just click on it and I'll see some hints. But just for this episode I'll do it. Cause, I can... No, you're not getting there. Oh, you big man, you got there. Ah, never mind. Ah, there's nothing to be gained from trolling there. Another heinous act of animal cruelty shocked Zenith of Hengwars. The warm morning sun was not enough to protect merciless Aquila from freezing in horror as she turned to the corner of Exley Avenue while taking her young boy to school. The little Scythe was blocked by a dead peacock with a severed head. This was the third such occurrence in a recent bizarre wave of animal cruelty. Mere weeks after the raccoon incident, the constabulary no longer believes them to be unfortunate accident, but deliberate acts intended to terrorize the otherwise quaint town of Hengfors. It's those bloody New Age, I tell you, Miss Aquila reported to us. The robbers barons trying to scare away our kids like at Rosehill. However, Stanley Hornberger, the local representative of the pro-New Ager, People of Peace party denounced such accusations. A beautiful peacock surely requests a New Ager, and then removed head is intended to send a negative message to us. Whoever the perpetrator is, these bizarre incidents are further dividing the local community, giving both New Agers and Old Agers yet another excuse to blame and adjust the other and prolong our suffering. Oh my. Seldon study, locked. Perhaps there's a key somewhere. Oh no! You found the key, take it? Yes! Oh no! They're going to see me! Oh, read! A nation divided. Key faction of Galician turmoil. Following the Bakers' revolt in December 1892, the Old movement emerged with Culture and Forgotten Coalition, COC, as its primary voice. This is a lot to read. A year later, a violent protest in the small town of Trentor gave birth to a Trentor Freedom Force, TFF. While the COC maintains its approved, peaceful and diplomacy-driven stance, the TFF proves to be a more militant and vocal counterpart, finally labelled as a terrorist organization by the coalition government in February. I'm not reading that. Oh. Oh no. That's a lot of text. Oh, hello there, lady.
How do you do?
I don't believe I made your acquaintance. Let me introduce myself proper. Go ahead. My name is Ophelia Thatcher. Yes, those Thatchers. ... Being born as a Thatcher has put much expectation on me, as you can imagine. I was lucky enough to be admitted to one of Antwerp's top private schools and spent what little time I have left attending many different courses. I have some questions for you. Yes? Oh my. What does being a Thatcher entail? Well, for starters, I am seen as a public figure of sorts. Much of my education has to do with basic etiquette, charisma, speaking skills, and appearing as a lady, if you know what I mean. Quite rare, really. You don't sound too excited about that. Oh, don't get me wrong, I'm not underestimating the lucky part I do, but sometimes I feel we are too preoccupied with mere appearances rather than taking action. What kind of action? As I am sure you are aware, there are turbulent times for Galicia, especially with the 5-point plan just on the horizon, adding to the pressure. Oh, I heard something about the 5-point plan. Ah, then you're probably aware of its importance, ... The 5-point plan will soon be invaded by the new Prime Minister, trying to get the New Ager and Old Ager talking again. If both sides approve it, it could finally lead to a peaceful resolution of the turmoil. I do believe I saw a newspaper clipping explaining it in more detail if you're curious. Suffice to say, a lot hinges on its passing. I think you might be too hopeful. Perhaps, but either way, it creates a platform for open, peaceful discussion, and a lot of other things could be brought up on such a platform as well. With the influence of a radio and Thatcher family recognition, we could really push for the plans of acceptance and force some more progressive ideas onto the agenda as well. Isn't that manipulation? Oh, I wouldn't say that. We'll be reshaping some of the plans pointing for greater benefit of Galicia after all. benefit of Galicia according to you? I don't believe the Galicians would disagree about all those immigrants, but more importantly... Well, have you noticed how all the executives and board members of Galicia are male? No, not really. Most people don't, which is exactly the problem. Our society would not allow a woman in such a position, yet we never stop to think why. My mother is just as ambitious and talented as my father, yet she will always have to hide in the shadow. She may appear strong, but that also means she will be able to cope in his shoes. Perhaps, perhaps not, but she has never been given a proper chance, and that is why she has been grooming me. You see, my mother is part of the old generation, the dinosaurs, those whose minds will not change. As sad as it is, there's little hope for her ever moving up the ranks. But me, I still have a chance. I can shape the new wave, I can bring change, equality, or at least that's what my mother hopes. You don't seem to believe it in yourself. It's not that I don't believe it can be done, it's just that... Well, I'm just not sure if that's wise to be more vocal. It is very dangerous to get involved like that. I'm sure it will be worth the risk. Between the old and new ager, either side you pick, you will have enemies. Strong enemies. The kind of enemies that don't like powerful female speakers arguing against them. And I'm not even sure if Galicia is ready for such abrupt changes yet. But if you don't speak out for those who cannot speak for themselves, who will? Well, even risking potential backlash from the community, it's not something that can happen overnight. Progressive reform takes a lot of time, and you need to wait for the proper moment. How do you know when the time is right? I guess that is a tricky question. With all the economic and cultural conflict going on, is it wise to risk further dividing the political skin with more radical social ideas? Heated and violent debate over Galicia's future remains important. Decisions are being made now. You should push your agenda and take advantage of that. You're giving me something to think about. But I mustn't take you from your platform to miss my grim searches for such a hopeful evening. Please do go, Minjil. I'll come back later. Bye. You know? The game is... Oh. The game is good and all, but the sound is very loud. I could hardly hear myself. Ooh. Ooh la la. Is your child school breeding? All ages? Will you let your child play with backward Philistines? Will you teach them traditional propaganda? Will you cripple their potential? Then why allow a school to do that? Boycott Rosehill High. Don't let your child mix with old agers. Aww. So, Ophelia. The Thatchers are a powerful figure in Galicia. They have stakes in Galicia Inc., running the country's first radio broadcast. Feels strongly about women's rights and equality, but is unsure if it is right to voice her opinions in such an unstable political environment. Oh, that's just one character and so much time. I can talk to one more. Or I can read this. I've read that. The game of talking. What are you listening to on your lunch break? Tune in for your daily broadcast with the Thatchers. Your Galicia, your news. Not for those dirty immigrant ears. Wow. Oh, the kitchen. Oh. Look through pockets. Yes, please. Woman, know your place. It's not in your factories. Be in the kitchen, ladies. It was in the butler's clothes. Is this the butler? Uh-oh. Let's talk to this guy.
Good evening. Should I bring you a glass?
A glass of what? We have some fine oak casket aged whiskey and scotch, as well as the finest sparkling wine one will find at this end of Galicia. Do you serve any food? Of course! Jerry is on food duty right now. He is a young lad somewhere around here. Catch him for some delicious snacks. I highly recommend their cheese crepes. I'm lactose intolerant. Sure. Tofu crepes? I have no feeling towards tofu. I recommend you use extra firm one. Press the water out of it into some towels, then fry it on the pan. It can get quite nice and crispy, while still moist and soft on the inside. Thanks for the advice. I will have to give it a shot. I'm glad I could influence you. In any case, there's something else I want to ask you. How may I be of service? Tell me about yourself. My name is Franz, and I'm your server extraordinary for the night. What makes you extraordinary? I am prompt and efficient, making you feel at home. Nay, better than home. As a waiter should. The term is server, sir. What is the difference? A waiter merely brings you food at a lodge house. A server, on the other hand, caters to all you need as various amenities. All your needs? I see. In any case, I am the server, and I am sure my wealth of experience will reflect on my work. What kind of wealth of experience? You see, my parents and I never saw quite eye to eye. They had certain ideas for my future and the money to secure it, but never aligned with my interests, so I left Trentor as soon as I came of age to pursue my own ventures. What did they want you to do? Manage their branch of local fisheries, eventually, after some schooling and hands-on training, that is. Why did you want to do that? Well, I think I could make a formidable manager. Fish are not a business I want to pursue. You may notice there is no seafood tonight, as per my suggestions to Mrs. Seldon. No caviar? Probably not. Oh, come on! As a last center, I've worked odd jobs here and there. Let me tell you, when you work on your own, you will be surprised just how many people are waiting to exploit you for free labor. Work on your own? Yes, I did not join any companies or guilds. I was picking my own clients, so to speak, and working at my own discretion. What kind of jobs did you do? At first, I worked a lot with fish, as I knew a lot about those from my parents' business. You can see why I grew sick of them. Then I started moving more and more into serving at various inns and catering at events. Working on your own offers a lot of freedom and challenge. I had to be constantly looking for new opportunities, trying to sell myself, smile when I was offered scraps. If I was offered those, I guess. Why would they offer you scraps or nothing? It was the beginning of the economic boom, cities forming, many rural folk migrating, in short, a lot of cheap labor. A lot of people wanted to get their foot in the door. Why pay someone if you can find 10 who will eagerly do it for free? But wouldn't they pay extra for higher quality labor? Those who were working with high stakes were usually in the business long enough to already have highly reliable labor. Those who did not care about quality. They just wanted to get it done as cheaply as possible. So we arrive at the very problem with New Age thinking. Their exploitative nature? Among other things, yes, but to me they're just exploitative, money-driven and liberal bigots. If you're hating New Age so much, why are you working as one of the GALAs? Well, I do tend to pick and choose the more fair ones, and I do respect Mr. Seldon, but not many of the New Agers are like him. Did you know many of them also pursue allowing women to take on the same jobs as men? More immediate labor empowerment, they say, but think of their ramifications. What kind of ramifications? Why, it puts natural balance out of its whack. Men are biologically built for harsh labor and physical strain, while women provide better emotional support and family care. It's what you will see in our history across many different cultures. Just look at Ophelia Thatcher. She's far braver, driven, and smarter than many men. You do have a point. Think about it. I'm sure you see my reasoning is right. Perhaps I need to reconsider. In any case, things would certainly be different if I had some managerial say in them. Now, if only all agents could learn to use their brains as well. Don't they? The old agents, the other side of the coin, while I can understand their passion for their country and fighting against exploitation, it seems like all they ever do is whine and complain, or blow things up. Blow things up? Indeed, the Ottoman car plant was set on fire just 2 days after it opened a few years back, for instance, and the Rosehill school is this whole event has been organized for, though granted both sides have been at each other's throats this way. The old ages on the other side, I can understand the passion for the country. Oh, I just read that. Preserving our cultural heritage and individual crafts, as opposed to generic factory-produced goods, opposing radical reforms such as what we just talked about, fair worker rights and wages, those kind of things. The old ages, the other side of the coin. I read that again. Maybe they blow things up because whining and complaining didn't get their voices heard. Ah yes, violence doesn't really get the job done, does it? Exactly! I have a complaint about my exploitative employers, but you don't see me setting up bombs at tonight's event. Good point. Did you know I actually received pamphlets and letters trying to employ my convenient position at numerous big events from both new agers and old agers? They think I manage easily both. How did they try to employ you? Let someone through a back entrance, smuggle a key, leave an unmarked package somewhere. Shady business I would rather not get involved in. It's good to see a man who stands by his virtues. Haha, virtues be damned. The risk alone is too grand for the manager's meager benefits of helping the cause and some scrap change. Wait, so you would actually do that if they paid you enough? To be honest, no, not really. As I said, I don't really believe in their ideas enough to get sucked into the propaganda, and the risk is just far too great either way. But if the risk was lesser, perhaps well, in any case, I'm afraid I should go cater to some other guests. Come talk to me later if you still have other questions. Have a pleasurable night. Wow! Oh, goodness! Cold coffee and stale bread. Albert stood on the front steps of his shop, his morning cup warming his hand against the autumn chill. In the past, like his father before him, Albert had made it a habit to come greet every sunrise this way, welcoming each new day with the same kindness and dedication he put into his work. He remembered standing there as a boy, a warm half mug, piercing rays of sun darting over the hills, gently illuminating every laugh line and weathered wrinkle on his pale, smiling face. It was the face of an honorable man. Albert always thought, the face of the earth. You know, I kinda regret starting to read all this. His father would take a sip, and Albert would mimic, trying to with all his joyful might to keep his face from scrunching like a bulldog at the bitter taste he had yet to develop an appreciation for. Most children didn't really enjoy coffee, but they drank it for his father. It was their secret, a bond between father and son that mother was best left out of. As the sun finally crested, a casting warmth and glow over the little shop at the end of the lane, his father would instruct him to run and fetch the sign with the daily specials, even letting him write on it himself at times. He would then unshackle the old wood shutters, and the big bay windows would spring forth, showing the little bakery his grandfather had built before him. Finally, he would run to retrieve fresh loaves, the warm smell drawing the passing workers starving for their breakfast bread and meat. Those days were gone, however. Now his coffee was often cold if he left any of it in the mug, waiting to see the sun over the towering behemoths of steel and glass that blocked the hills at the end of the lane. In truth, Albert never saw the sunrise anymore. but merely a reflection from their glass. Often, even that is obscured by the thick grey smoke that now clothes the horizon. Standing there in his floor-covered apron, all he could do is watch the long line of black automobiles that came to park in a line, open the doors, as countless many black suits and slick hair poured out, shaking each other's hands greedily. After them, as he shoved coffee chilled further, would come the workers, together as if by some external alien force. The click and clack of the steel-toed shoes would unite into a single march, filling the air with a booming heat. It was the marching of an army. Barbara would think, remembering the days of his adolescence. But what war are they going to fight? No, not an army, an honor guard, representing the smut-covered and wrinkly colors of industrialism. They no longer had the time for the morning bread, and even the wage was but saved, for a man's wage was his life, and this wasn't much life to be had. Once gone, the morning still early by the sun's reckoning, would shudder from the grinding gears and screaming machinery. Like from a dragon's cave, smoke and roars came from the slender steel stacks blocking his view, as the bread slowly grew stale. Wow. Oh, please no more. Please no more. No. Oh, it's just a small text. Inferno claims country's first automobile plant. Only 2 days after opening, the first automobile manufacturing plant in Galicia has been completely devastated. This is tragedy not only for Ottoman Inc., but it is a tragedy for anyone who believes in our country's industrial progress, said the official Ottoman spokesperson. Initial analysis has ruled out negligence or accident. We found several shattered bottles filled with flammable substances that has caused the fire. These appear to be the work of an incendiary, said Constable Gibson in charge of the investigation, suggesting this has been yet another attack in a series of politically charged violence recently sweeping Galicia. Many suspect that the newly formed Culture Unforgotten Coalition may have been behind the arson. Our organization is a peaceful one, despite the slanderous claims of our opponents, said Edgar Polanski, one of the key figures in group which officially supports the old age agenda. City officials refuse to comment at this time, focusing their efforts instead of maintaining order. Oh no. Oh! Dower's Crafts. You don't really use the mouse here. Oh! A bit lag spike there. I think I'm running out of space, so see you later. Thank you for watching, and good. Actually, I can't quit game. There's no save button, as far as I know. Oh my. Who's this? Why, haven't I seen you snooping into Mr. Seldon's study room a bit earlier? No, I think that might have been someone else. Oh, sure. I just want to make sure we respect our host. It is his private, beautiful house he welcomed us into. Alright, my bad.
How do you do?
Well, how do you save? I need a key. Where is the key? The key.
Hello. It's a fine evening.
Tell me about somebody. Franz. He's the waiter, that's all I can say. That's all. Let's just say me and him don't look quite eye to eye. How so? I have my reasons. Let's just say it's a disagreement of principles. Perhaps if you speak to him, you will come to the same conclusion.
Hello.
Huh. So where is the host? Like really, where is the host?
Hello.
Hello. My name is Gary. I am a student at the Rosehill High, volunteering at the event tonight. Oh, what are you doing? Just small stuff, carry food, get people's clothes, nothing major. Okay, it seems like I cannot save the game, so let's just pick one to kill. Where are you? Whoa! I must be going.
It's a fine evening.
Who can I kill?
Welcome. I do not believe we have met.
My name is Death. Pleasure to meet you, Death. I don't seem to recall your name on your guest list. I am Death, and I come tonight to claim my life. Haha, good show. Your session had quite a sense of humor. I'm honored to have Death itself visit our humble charity event, and you hope you visit for a charity deposit and not a withdrawal. Probably not. Well, that is a pity, but if you make no judgment, a true gift comes from the heart. Not a wallet, as some say. We hope the importance of a cause may sway your opinion. I must get going. No. Let's kill this guy. No, not really. Oh, let's kill him. Die! Oh, it's him! Yeah, kill him! Oh no, don't do that. Because, you know, he must be the good guy. Yes, Thatcher, die! Now, you have made your decision. Press space to continue through these messages. Unexpected death shocks charity gala. A fundraising gala for the benefit of the recently vandalized Rosehill High School took a grim turn when, close to midnight, Ophelia Thatcher suddenly collapsed. The cause of death is still unknown, explained Dr. Vimes, but initial analysis suggests heart failure. Ophelia was the young daughter of the Thatchers, known for the work of GALA Inc., the biggest radio broadcasting company in Galicia. The Gala's host and CEO of Seldon Glassware Inc. expressed his sincere condolences with hopes the tragic event will not damage his image or company. In act of goodwill, he prompted an experienced server, Franz Cole, to head of human resources. Mr. Seldon also expressed reluctance to host future galas after a key to his private study room went missing. Rosehill High was only able to raise part of the necessary funds needed for its innovation, remaining just one of many organizations affected by the country's turmoil. They're considering diplomacy. Try to freedom the most blah blah blah. Oh! The most radical and violent pro-old-age terrorist group in the country took a strange turn in leadership today, proclaiming young Gary O'Neill, former student from Rosehill High, one of its new key speakers and activists. Gary's rather fanatical involvement with the organization was uncovered shortly after a charity gala for the benefit of his school, hosted by the successful businessman Bill Seldon. Someone once told me, diplomacy requires communication. You need better ways of getting your point across, said young Gary. It really made me reconsider my beliefs and question the methods employed by the current TFF administration. The group seek no change in political and economic sphere among the wealthy business such as the affordment that Mr. Seldon, combined with Gary's peaceful viewpoints, have been slowly turning toward more diplomatic solutions, curbing some violent activity but reluctant to a complete ceasefire. Ah, the 5-point plan got accepted. Due to your involvement, the Galician turmoil quickly came to an end after just a few more months before a ceasefire agreement was brokered. The level of violence and random attacks subdued slightly during that time, becoming a bit more manageable. With conservative leaders and lacking facilities like Rosehill High, Galicia's future was uncertain as it embarked on the long and difficult process of reconciliation. The denizens of the Hangforce continued being terrorized by random acts of animal violence. I never checked that last one. And the women never got the rights I suggest, since there's not enough facilities. Huh? What happened? You are dead, I'm sorry. Why? Powers have demanded I claim someone tonight. Why did you choose me? Oh shit. Why did you choose her? I chose randomly. What? That's not fair! Actually, that's a fair choice of all. I was unbiased. Well, are you happy with yourself, choosing me to die? I do feel a bit guilty, I won't lie. So what will happen to me now? You will be judged for your life's worth and treated accordingly. I suppose that makes sense. What do you think my odds are? I think they're great. Oh, that's a little comforting. So I guess I step into the light or something? Actually, step into the next room and our secretary will take care of you. How bureaucratic. I guess I'll ask them more questions. Goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you, I guess. I'm sorry. Bye. Wow, this is so depressing. Status closed. Thank you for playing Postmortem and supporting us by buying a Scythe Cut. We hope you enjoyed it. Replay to see how your actions influence the outcome and compare them with others by clicking below. S to return to main menu. So, thank you all for watching. Since there's no save button, I had to choose one, and I didn't have enough space on my hard drive to take more. I used so much time on this, so much reading. The next time I can just click through everything and just look at the hints. I did not look at the notebook when choosing. She seemed like the nicest person, so I chose her. I could have chosen the host, or I could have chosen the butler, but the butler agreed with me by thinking that the women need rights as well, so I was hoping he would take the case further. But I misunderstood that, but I also did a good thing by talking to that guy named Gary. If I talked to everyone, I would have done better. You did not see me talk to Gary because I had the fraps offline trying to figure out how to save. I randomly clicked something and he was too close to me. I got into his conversation. I could not get out of the conversation. That is something that should be fixed, I hope. So I just randomly clicked buttons and somehow he agreed to me. I don't know what I did, but yeah. So thank you for watching and goodbye.